let's remove the hydrophone protective cap, as it will soon go underwater. Okay, now let's configure the gaps. I will connect my computer to the Ethernet connector on the box, and then set up my computer on the same IP address of the gaps. You can check here that I will choose this address, and the gaps address is this one. Now it's okay. I close everything, and I go to the gaps. I enter the gaps IP address in the navigator, and now I can see the web MMI. You can see there is several informations on the gaps MMI. On the left, the heading, role, and pitch coming from the Octans Nano, which is inside the gaps. On the right, you have the time, latitude, and longitude. Those information are coming from the GPS simulated. As we are now in a studio, it's a simulated GPS. Now you can see here the system detailed status. The antenna, which is blue, everything is okay. You will see here the status on the 4 hydrophone when you will be in operations. The Octans Nano status, you can see we are in fine alignment, and we receive already a GPS sensor. External sensor, you can see GPS reception and UTC. This is very important for your survey to have a GPS configured and valid in blue. Electronic status, if there is anything in orange, for example, that's a message you have to check. Everything is this blue now, and everything is okay. I go to installation menu in mechanical parameters. This is where you will set the gaps position on the vessel and the misalignment, if there is, compared to the ship reference. We highly recommend to set H1 looking forward and to stay on the same reference vessel and gaps. Keep in memory that gaps is always the center of all measurement. The only measurement you will have to enter will be the GPS position to the gaps. And gaps is 0, 0, 0 in this reference. Here, in misalignment, you can see you can enter a roll, pitch, and heading misalignment. For example, if you have a misalignment, you can enter it here, and you can see on the screen the menu and the drawing moving. Then you go to gaps depth. This is a very important information to give. Gaps need to know where is the sea level. So here our value on the pole for this deployment is 2.45 meters. Not with this value that we know we are far from the sea surface, then we are protected from the reflective surface. When it's done, you simply click on OK to validate the full page. Mechanical is done. Then you can go enter in inputs. You will have to set several information to the gaps. Position and UTC are the main information you need to enter to do your survey. We have a simulated GPS. So I have this tool on my computer, which sends a GGA and a ZDA value to the gaps M5. So I will have an Ethernet, protocol is GPS, and my link in this configuration is a TCP link on Ethernet. The IP address is the IP of my computer, and the port is 8121. What is very important is to set the GPS lever arm. This is the one you have on the vessel with the GPS somewhere and the gaps on the pole. You have the sign, then you know. In our example, the GPS is a little bit front. You can see the blue cross moving that show you the GPS position. On the second lever arm, we know it's 5 meters, for example. Then you can see it's moving on the left. If I enter -5, then it goes the other side. We will stay with 5 meters. And GPS is up, on the top, 20 meters, for example. So always check that your cross is really moving according to your GPS real position. Then, when it's done, you click on OK to validate the full page. OK. So now we receive a position. We also need to receive a time. It will come from the same source, so it's the same port. It's Ethernet A. Its protocol is GPS. In my configuration, I do not have a PPS, but of course, you can have one, and of course, you can have all this configuration. The link is the same, so it's always TCP with my computer address, and I simply change the port to show you I can validate the full menu. You can see here that the logo XBlue is blue. That means everything is OK. For example, you can have a pressure coming from the beacon, and if this is the case, you can enter it here. Now, I did mechanical and inputs. I can do an output. You can output protocol to, for example, navigation software. In our example, I will show you Delft Roadmap, which is a very useful tool to see your positions. So I will set an output for that application. This is all the protocol you will use to output information to the vessel. So I will select Ethernet C, for example, or B. I select the GAPS standard, and you can see here there is a lot of protocol. And some of them contain the transponder position, some of them contain the gyrocompa information. And everything is separate in both menu, you can see here. I will take GAPS standard because I want to have all information, gyrocompa and GAPS position and transponder position for my application. So my output is ready. I can go now in the setup. In the setup, the first thing to do is to set your tracking. Tracking is the recurrence. We spoke about this in the first session. The recurrence is the time between two gaps interrogation. So you need to keep in memory your application and your max range when you set this value. In our application, we are with the ROV and we are in 200 meters depth. So in acoustic, the interrogation will be acoustic and answer will be acoustic. So I need to do 2 travel time, and with 1 second recurrence, it will be OK. Then here in recurrence, I do 1 second and validate it. It's OK for the tracking. Now I go to transponders. What is very important now is to take your document, everything you have, where you have written your settings, because one beacon is already on the ROV, and you have to keep in memory what was in the beacons. On my example, this is a Word document where I did some print screens of the web HMI of the transponder. So I will have 2 transponders, one on the TMS of the ROV and the other on the ROV. So I will set 2 transponders. The first transponder I will set is the one on the ROV. I go in the menu Change Settings. The interrogation is the first thing you will have to select. Of course, when you create it, you can create all transponders which are compatible with GAPS. In this case, this is the MT9. You will select the interrogation frequency. As a reminder, you have 4 interrogation frequencies. I have to remember what was the configuration. Then I go on my document. I can see in the transponder, I choose F1 and answer 22. So I select F1 and the answer is 22. The turnaround time is also a very important information. You have to have the same value inside the transponder and inside the gaps. So I have to check. OK, it was 0.09, so it's OK. In the filtering, you also have several options. I will stay in none without rejection. That means I do not apply any filter. I have the raw data. You can give a name to your beacon. This will be the beacon on the ROV, so I will not ROV. I select OK. Then my ROV transponder is now ready. I go back to the transponder list. Now I need to create the one from the TMS. So I add a transponder. It will be, for example, the transponder number 2. And then you can see here all the beacons which are compatible with gaps. In my case, this is the MT9. I create it. The mode is still transponder with acoustic interrogation. Then I have to remember what is in the transponder, so I take my document. In our application, I choose same interrogation. That means I will interrogation at same times the 2 beacons. So interrogation code is the same. It's F1. In that case, I really need to have different answer code to recognize the answer of the beacon. So in that case, it will be 23. The ROV1 is 22. The TMS is 23. So here I select 23. And I've also entered on my document and in the beacon a different turnaround time that can help in the processing to separate the 2 travel times that arrive on the gaps. So it's 0.80 seconds. So I enter it here. And in filtering, I will take none without rejection. That means there is absolutely no filter. I have the raw position. In the label, this is the TMS, and repetition factor is 1. Then it's OK. I go back to the transponder list. I have my 2 transponders ready, and you have to say you will interrogate it. So you have to select on both beacons. Now my 2 beacons are ready. My gaps is ready. I can start the survey.